Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again in my 2019 M2 competition. I'm just leaving from, you could guess it, the gas station where I had to fill up my car after it put about 150 miles in the tank. After I completed the first video, I realized that while pointing out a bunch of the features, I had actually missed some. So I wanted to put something else together for you guys to give you an idea about some other unusual features about the M2 competition as compared to the original, which I had a 2017, for those of you who hadn't seen the first video. Really starting from the front of the car, something that's particularly interesting is that, and I'm not actually sure if this came in the 2018 LCI version, but the competition has LED headlights standard, and I certainly took a look at not getting the executive package because most of the options like the heated steering wheel and some of the outlet features weren't that appealing to me. One feature of the executive package is adaptive LED headlights, so not just the LEDs but adaptive LEDs, and while the adaptive part of the LEDs is not overwhelming, I mean they track the steering wheel motion. After doing some additional research, I found that not only do they swivel, but apparently BMW equips the adaptive LED headlights with higher wattage bulbs than the standard LEDs. So if you were ever looking at a Porsche with PDLS and LEDs, you're going to be $2,000 or $3,000 as an option. I considered the adaptive LED headlights with the maximum output bulbs to be a pretty good bargain at just over $1,000 as an option on the car. So I opted to get them, and they're pretty terrific. As you've seen from other pictures, you can see in a close-up, you do get the different halo lights with the LEDs than the stock lights too, which are a little more angular, a little more aggressive, so that's another part of the appeal. But the real thing is LED headlights, brighter bulbs, and adaptive, so they follow the motion of the car, which is a big plus. Staying on the outside of the car, I also failed to point out what many people know, is that they finally upgraded the Rearview Mirrors. The Rearview Mirrors from the regular M2 had the standard 2 Series Rearview Mirrors, which not particularly appealing or attractive. They were okay if you got the carbon covers on them, but the M4 mirrors were now put on the competition. On my car, I added the carbon fiber mirror caps, which I think is a great touch, and BMW does some great carbon fiber. Wow, as you see our slippery New England day today, 44 degrees and the car still spins the tires. Certainly the M4 mirrors are more attractive, but the factor that people may not know is that at the time a lot of people complained about why wasn't this real M car fitted with M mirrors, and the official excuse was that the mirrors created too much wind noise, so they could not be fitted. We put the other mirrors on because at highway speeds there was too much wind noise, it was objectionable, and they weren't put on the car. Well, curiously, I guess the car got over the wind noise, and now the mirrors are affixed, and indeed they are the exact same part as put on the M4. So, I don't know, kind of surprising developments, frankly. Going to the inside of the car, it's not a big deal, but I had my car fitted with the all-weather rubber mats. They just changed the interior rubber mats in the car. You'll find the all-weather mats, the BMW mats, not a WeatherTech or other mat, they have the BMW M stripe grooved into the mat. And they're probably some of the most attractive all-weather mats I've seen. It's pretty surprising. They look very cool, especially when you match them with the aluminum pedal option. If you get the aluminum pedals added to the interior of the car, it's really a nice dress-up option. Going on the inside, I pointed out the memory buttons on the stereo can be used to bring up the power display or even the tire pressure display. I don't know if people are aware, but the tire pressure display now, the TPMS in these tires, not only gives you tire pressure, it gives you tire temperature. And this is a great plus to know when, as you're warming up the car, how warm are the tires, especially when you're talking about on a cold day. Or at the track, of course, you can get an idea of what your tire temperatures are if you're still using the stock TPMS in the wheels that you put on. This is I pointed it out to a number of people, including the BMW Genius chap at my dealership, that those color parts in the on the seats aren't painted. They're actually interior. The inside of the holes of the perforations in the seats are painted. So as you look at the seats from different angles, you get a different visual impact from the insert. From the side, it's quite evident what the color is, but straight on, you actually can hardly tell what the color is. It is interesting, and it's kind of neat that they added a perforated insert on the seats to ventilate them and chose to color those perforations. Rather unique touch. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case in the M4, but if you look at these seats, the back, in order to access the rear seats, the lever for the seats on the side of the seat is pretty ridiculous. You have to reach into the seat, pull it back in order to move the seat back forward to get into the back seat. I don't know if this is the case in the M4 seat. I believe these seats are straight out of the M4, so it must be the same. But I recall the release on the M2 was perfect. You reached, you grabbed it, pulled it forward, and that's how you pull the seat forward. This one you have to reach into the back, pull it to the side, and actually move the seat forward. So it's really kind of ridiculous. It's a pretty surprising change. One of the things, as I pointed out before, was the ride quality. I think many people have said the ride quality has been better, and I really find it's better. I thought they increased the spring rate on this car over the standard car. Actually, when I spoke to a representative from BMW North America who called me for, as just to check to see what I thought was improved with the car, they told me the suspension has been more relaxed over the prior car, which suggested that this springs or dampers are actually softer. Not sure that's the case. I'm not sure how to attribute the improvement, but the ride is improved. I've added some carbon fiber parts on the car, OEM carbon fiber parts. Somebody's pointed out to me that BMW actually owns one of the largest carbon fiber manufacturing facilities in China, and the OEM carbon fiber quality is really excellent. The stuff is really nice, and as you'll see, the rear diffuser, it's from the prior car. It's the exact same part. The rear spoiler, also the exact same part. And it is a pure carbon fiber part, not carbon fiber coated plastic. It is incredibly light and actually fairly durable. Actually, and the way the part snaps in, it was fairly durable putting it on and taking it off. So, I mean, they make some really terrific parts.